Greetings, everyone. Welcome. We're going to jump into a traditional draft today. Chat has spoken. So far, I've had to choose traditional myself to play it, but today it actually won the voting. That's the first time traditional has won the voting. I don't know if that's just who's in chat today or whether there's some feeling about this format and sideboarding or whatever, but we're gonna play best of three today and actually care about sideboarding as we continue to try and figure out what's going on with this format. We're now at the place in the format where I'm kind of behind everybody and I'm the one listening carefully to conventional wisdom, listening to what people like Ben S. are saying, listen to what my own viewers are saying. Because honestly, I think at this point, I've drafted this set 6 times. No, more than that, because we drafted a few times on preview day. But I think only like 5 or 6 times since the set released have I even drafted it. I would bet the majority of my audience has drafted it more than that by now. That's just a guess. But the point is, I go through this. I have a little advantage early because I feel like I have some good card evaluation skills, but then pretty quickly I get passed by the world as the world figures out what's going on the set faster than I do. And so I'm really trying to listen right now. And what I'm hearing from the community is that this is proving to be more of an aggro format than we've seen recently, and that's borne out in where I've been successful. We had a 7-win deck yesterday that was pretty aggressive, and I had a 7-0 win off air with a blue-white aggro deck. It was basically a Skies deck, but it was fundamentally about dropping white bears and 3-drops and then bouncing stuff with the 5-drop 3/2 flying Mana War. And that was just that it just felt unstoppable. So clearly there's something to that. We're going to be keeping an eye on the aggro and whether we need to look into that. Yes, I have not yet had a chance to draft Teferi's Tutelage. I've beaten it a couple times, but it seems super intimidating if you can get any kind of legs under you, defense under you. Certainly seems good as well. However, so I won 7 times yesterday, but also was pretty unhappy with my play around pinging, remembering to ping. Those of you who caught me yesterday know how awful I was feeling by the end of the stream about, I think I missed, how many pings did I miss yesterday? Was it like 6? I think I missed 6 pings yesterday, which is completely unacceptable. That's dropping win percentage at a rate that is going to cost me significant advantage in the long run, and so I really want to focus on plugging that leaked upcoming and remembering it. I have these colored dot stickers. I'm going to try to replicate the put a die on top of your deck system whenever I have a pinger out for right now. So I'm going to just take one of these dots, and you're not going to see it on your screen, of course, but I'm going to actually put it on my button on my monitor on the Your Turn button, so that in hopes that I'll see it and remember. So that's going to be my kludge to try and address my leak. But that's what we got to do when you identify something that's becoming really a problem. Figure out something to do about it, and hopefully, using this system, I will consistently remember to do my end of turn actions before I untap. And if you want to do something to consistently remember to use my affiliate link before you shop for anything at Card Kingdom, that would be fantastic for my stream. Card Kingdom is my sponsor. You can check them out via my affiliate link in the panels down below, or if you're watching on YouTube, it's in the notes of my video. And if you go there via my Going Optimal link, it lets them know you got there from here, and then it really helps me continue to convince Card Kingdom that they should support my stream, which they do and they have done for a while now, and I really appreciate it. So please, if you just, as I always ask, just keep them on your radar. Nobody spends all of their magic money at one location, but you really ought to be keeping Card Kingdom in the loop on your purchasing decisions. Well, not informing. You don't need to write to Card Kingdom to let them know what you're buying, but keep them in your rotation when considering your purchase options, and you'll be doing it right. You'll be getting the best value you can out of your money, and you're going to be going to Card Kingdom a lot with that strategy as well. We do have 10,000 gold here, so I'm going to pay for gold with free drafting on the house today. And I'll get to draft view. These days, these events where you enter entirely with the gold that you have earned through play on the system are what help people close the gap and stay free to play, even if their record isn't as high as good as they'd like it to be, you know? I mean, whose record is as good as they'd like it to be, really? Tim Nose has given me land choice. Thank you. This is unusual. I guess best of 3 isn't as popular as best of 1. Feels like Premier has fired right away. We're kind of lagging a bit with best of 3. Anybody watching wants to jump into this queue, you could probably play with me. Do a little drafting with me. All right, what do we got? Incinerator. So this card is largely just a 6/6 trample for 6, which isn't bad for red. You know, it's a Colossal Dreadmaw that's easier to cast, but it's not doing too much beyond that. So even though we like red, I don't think we should start there. Acolyte is very good. I'm not seeing. Let's see. You just want to go with the incinerator. Maybe there's nothing else maybe nothing else here is good enough. Conclave Mentor. It's busted, huh? Let's see. I haven't played green-white yet. Or maybe did I? One more. Feels risky to take that first, though. I'd rather take an Acolyte and be open. Yeah, if I cared about gems, I would take the Incinerator. I'm going to start with the Acolyte as the cheaper option. Just going with that. Now, if you had taken the white-green card first, Wildwood Scourge looks interesting here. We do have a Quaddle. We could just ignore our first pick and just take something that's pretty good. We can take a Shock. We can take a Siege Striker. Siege Striker is great to get Acolyte counters on it. It's a nice curve. Going Striker into Acolyte, and then with Enforcer, if we end up in blue and flying, Charger on the wheel would be good here. I think we should just take Striker because it keeps us in a single color. There's a lot of good cards here, but this is an excellent card that keeps us single. Yeah, hopefully we wheel Charger. I like the chance of that. We've got a Carrion Grub here, but a third pick Dragonfire is somewhat signally. This is one of the more powerful removal spells at common in the set, maybe the most. Obviously can't get huge stuff, but this is incredible, and the Boros deck is pretty nice. So we're going to take that. Maybe if the Magmut wheels, that would be incredible. I don't see anything else. The Charger might wheel from this one too. Anyway, maybe third pick is a little early to call it a signal, but it's certainly something we're happy to see there. And then a Shock, while not incredible, is pretty good. We could take a Patrician if we want to lean away from the red and give ourselves a chance of being in the black-white life gain deck. I know Wujo and maybe Flip. Flip, were you the one who was saying you don't like black-white? Some of our regulars were really down on black-white life gain because of the difficulty in actually getting 3. There's a lot of ways to get 1 and 2 life, but not particularly 3. Maybe it was Hodge. But I like just taking the Shock here, matching the Dragonfire. Valorous Steed is a little too expensive. The Swooper's all right here, though. I take a Swoopa. And Pyreling is pretty good, too, in the sense that it gets double strike, but you do need to do stuff. Like, you're not really happy, like, shocking your opponent just to turn this into a 2/3 double striker. I'm going to swoop. If this wheels, we'll maybe take a flyer on it and see what we can do with it. But this is more straightforwardly solid to me. And a Magmut here feels excellent to me. Just kind of a perfect place. Pick 6, picking up an excellent 2. And don't worry, I got my sheet of reminders ready. We're ready. We're ready for Magmuts. Oh my goodness. paid off. I think this card is probably why white is going to be very good in the set and why aggro partly is good in the set. This is a blowout in the waiting. Boy, if you're looking to try and mess with your opponent's stuff and they're showing one white and cards in hand, be careful. Turret Ogre, or a 3-drop that may sometimes have the tap ability. I mean, we have a swooper, and we are in white, so we do expect maybe to pick up some more flyers, but this isn't super reliable to be a tapper outside of white-blue. And Ogre, yeah, I think Ogre is fine enough to just take the Ogre. I got there with Enforcer in my blue-white deck. I think this was actively good in my blue-white deck, but I don't think we're there with it here, so we're going to take the Ogre. That's true, Slur. I hear you, but I also feel like Enforcer... Slur said Ogre 4-drops are a dime a dozen. And in general, that's, you know, I think true about 4-drops in limited Magic. But I think it was the correct pick there. But I'm going to take Hobblefiend here. Not quite as good. Hobblefiend was great for us yesterday in the deck that could do some sacrificing for value. But not as good here, but we'll still do it. Maybe, I don't know what they're... Is there a lot of token making in white? I guess we'll see. Do we like Enforcer, or do we like the land over the Enforcer? Is it that? Whatever. I think probably is. I do love casting me my spells. A lot of black open. Carrion Grub has been excellent. Might secure the scene, especially best of 3. You're going to bring this in against people doing, you know, bringing out monstrous, huge things that you can't deal with any other way. But I'll throw this in here. Tampering could also be a way. I think tamperings are pretty easy to get, though, so I'm going to take the Steed as a possible high-end, top-end card, and then, but tampering seems playable to me, especially in best of 3, where you may want to bring it in for artifacts. Village Rites was really an all-star for us yesterday. I was thinking about Village Rites and how it's rising for a lot of us in our evaluations. Here, let me take this Fetters before I... Fetters is better than Scorching Dragonfire, but happy to see them both. Anyway, this Village Rites, I think the big difference is that 1 mana turns out much easier to hold up than 2 mana. A lot of these instant speed respond to your removal by getting value out of my about to die creature cost 2 mana, and you just can't always find a place to slot this in. I can't tell you the number of times yesterday where it just happened to work out where we could make a play that left us exactly 1 black mana up, which was enough to do great things when Oppo tried to mess with our cards. So that 1 mana shaving off of the Village Rites is huge. Yeah, I hate passing the Dragonfire, but we're not passing Faith's Fetters. Here's another Mentor for somebody who may be doing that. Here's one of the bigger payoffs for the life gain deck that I've not seen go nuts or anything yet, but that's the dream. We could take an Arsonist or a Pegasus. This is really a terrible pack for us. I don't like Light of Promise, and I hope to not play it in this format. Mentor, are we ever splashing this, though? No. So, I don't know. I guess I'm just taking an Arsonist. This is a sad pack, and if I had a rare, I would absolutely rare draft. Yeah, this is an okay 2-drop. Is it solid? I don't know how good this is. I like it in Skies, but I think Arsonist is a more reliable pick here. And we do have a Hobblefiend even we could use to make it happen. Alpine Watchdog is tempting, but I just want another Magmut. Give us some reach for this deck. Yeah, Pegasus does wear counters solidly. It's just that I want to get him later. Like, I think maybe we wheel that Pegasus, right? I don't mind taking a Pegasus. I mind taking a Pegasus like 3rd or 2nd, but, you know, you do what you can. You don't always get to choose. In this case, though, we could just take a Slag. Gets most things. Fiddle says scene. This is the scene. This is my drafting scene. Standard bearer. Yeah, that's okay. If you were, we have so many playables. If you were into the taking the gems, you could, but we're going to go ahead and take picks for our deck. Houndmaster is worth grabbing here on spec, but we don't have either of the sides of this yet. But we're only in pack 2. Let's take it and give a shot at hooking ourselves up with some doggies. Scythe looks nice. We're gonna take a. I guess we kind of have a lot of removal. Maybe I should take a charger here. But we're trying to find the 2s that work with the Houndmaster, so I don't want to turn it into any kind of thing, D. I'm going to try to plug that leak, but I don't want to I don't know what challenge you. I don't know if you got here late, but I'm going to give myself a little reminder on the Hounds. But I don't know what you mean by challenge. I'm not going to make it a thing with chat. Yeah, black is coming back the other way. Charger is interesting. I'm going to take the swift response, though. It is very good removal. Here we get... I don't have much in the way of 5s. This is a 5 I hope to not necessarily have to play. This is much better. A lot of black open, though. Tron gets the box. Do you know what you want yet, Tron, or are you going to decide later? Wow, the red is... sorry, the black is wide open. Look at this finishing blow. Somebody did a great job to our right of cutting the black, but we're not going to worry about it. Black is really open, but it's, you know, it's neither here nor there for where we're at. But yeah, check that out. Unbelievable. This is not bad either, though. We're just picking up a lot of playables. We'll keep rewarding the black drafter to our right. I'm sorry to tell you, Tron player, but you're the other Tron. Here is a destructive tampering. I'm kind of kidding. I value all the Trons in my chat. All right, feeling great. 21 reasonable picks. One's a land, but we have a whole pack to go, and we already almost have a deck. What's this? Vigilance lifelink. Create a white... I don't know if we can actually do this. We're not likely going to be doing that. We don't need to cut it. I mean, who cares? Like, I think I want to just... We could probably take the Cur just to be absolutely sure. I think Daybreak Charger wheeling the Cur is probably fine. Would probably work. But I really don't want to miss out on this Cur. I would like to get one Cur and like a couple more of these dogs. And since we're trying to get these as our 2-drops anyway, I'm going to let this Charger go and take the Cur. Yeah, I expect both of them to wheel. I'm just not going to risk wheeling the one we really need to make our plan come together. Wow, we are removal heavy. There's another shock we could take. I don't know if we want to run it all, though. I think we do take it. But I almost want to put it in the board right now. Although if we are a aggro enough format, it could be fine. Oh, like... Look at, there's another Dragonfire, but I may just have to take the Acolyte, like, or even the Savior. Right, David, and we prioritized creatures by the end, and it was important. I think I'm going to take the Acolyte. Anybody? I think this is the best white common. This is the best red common. And we have more of this stuff than we have this stuff in terms of what our needs are. Tron says Dragonfire for sure. I think calling it for sure is a pretty bold statement. I think our deck needs both of these things a lot. Another feat. I like over Devils here. Maybe we wheel the Devils. Let's keep it low. Hodge would have taken fire. Oh man, another Acolyte. What's our curve look like now? We could probably like not play the Ogre. Yeah, if I'd known I was gonna get this Acolyte here, I'd go back and take the fire. Battlements is decent if we can wheel it. I like the Savior too, but Acolyte too good. Let's just take all the Acolytes. Hobblefiend slots in at 2. This could slot in at 3, where we really don't have anything right now. I kind of like this weakish dude. Well, it's not a dude, maybe. This weakish creature at 3. Yeah, I guess the Magmuts do some work, huh? No, I'm not going to take gems. There's stuff for our pack. But if you are gem conscious, you can absolutely take gems here. But I like... Pyreling didn't wheel before, and this thing is whatever. So I like the observation that Pyreling does good work with the triple mutt situation. And another doggy is good. Another rare. Like, boy, if you're rare drafting these days, plenty of stuff for you. Here's another doggy we could grab, but nah, we're going to get a Sky Scanner. Wears counters from Acolytes well. Scanner is indeed perfect, I agree with Flip. Temple's not worth the rare draft, really. I mean, I don't know what you mean, Hat. They're worth 20 gems, right? Isn't that the fundamental point of it? Don't know if we'll play this Charger, but we'll take it. We'll see. I'll put it in the main for now. Another Arsonist that we might not play. We don't have a Pegasus yet. I'll take a Pegasus. First Pegasus over second Arsonist. I'm not playing Dub. You really wanted to play Dub, Flip? Well, somebody else is gonna have to convince me through beating me that I should be playing Dub. I'm open to the idea. I didn't take it there, but we'll see. Like, I believe you, Fenor, but like, I'm into the job thing, and I just don't see why we need dubs when we're running triple Basari's Acolyte. How about we run a good dub in the Acolyte instead of a 2-for-1 aura? But I hear you. I'm not so cocky to think that I have it all figured out. We could be in a world where the removal is clunky enough that that's acceptable, but here's what makes, like, I don't understand how again, I'm open to being convinced that show me the way, Magic friends, but I think one of the defining cards in this format is a certain 3/2 5-drop in blue that bounces, and there's enough bounce in here that I don't see how you are so hot on. I mean, I think the bouncing makes me, it's like, well, the Acolyte is great, but there's a lot of bounce in the format, I don't know. Saying 2 feats help with dub, it's like, but feats help with creatures attacking. I mean, I don't know. All right, we got a lot of cuts to make, though. What are we cutting here? And let's look at creature count. So actually have a lot of creatures, so maybe don't have quite as much removal as I was thinking we did anyway. Yeah, let's cut the Steed for sure. Do you think the Gaggle is the format so fast that it can't support Gaggle Masters and Slags? I could see cutting 1 Slag with our heavy removal and bringing a second out of the board where it's necessary. Oh yeah, Shieldmate can go. I didn't see that in there. See, like, this is where I feel like I should drop the Pegasus. We have a lot going on at 2 already. Oh, here, I can do this thing. This will help us, right? I like that this feature is in here, but that you access this feature by doing T:creature is not very discoverable. Yeah, we do have 2 shocks. We could cut a shock if you think that's too shocking. Although, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of harder removal. You want both? Yeah, if we are getting in, if we're feeling like this is an aggro format, we probably want shocks in, right? And then it goes away? Come on. I don't know in what UI world you decide to remove the text from my search field because I clicked a button elsewhere. That is weird. Yeah, maybe Hobble Fiend's not doing much for us in this deck. It can trigger the Arsonist, but it's not that important. I'm keeping the Gaggle Master for now, but I'll keep my eye on it and see if it's frustratingly slow. Yeah, we could just do 16 land, capping it here. I also like going... I'm much happier going to 16 when you've picked up a dual land. So then, what are we doing early? Well, we got Mutts, we got Arsonist. Let's keep a slight lead in red. Yeah, Slag is slow, but I think having 1 is okay. I mean, we're best of 3. We do have a Fetters to be universal, but I like having a couple of big end removals. I mean, I get that the format is pretty aggro, and if we just get to the point where people are just only playing 2 drops and 3 drops or whatever, then Slag is terrible, right? So I get it, but also this is best of 3, and I would rather take the approach of 1 Slag in the main, 1 Slag in the board, and then we decide whether the deck should have 1, 0, or 2 of them during sideboarding. Yeah, and the equipment thing is real. We got blown out yesterday pretty hard by the Slag destroying our scythed up creature. And you want to take out the Daybreak Charger as final cut. Interesting. I kind of like Arsonist as final cut. 16-8. And let's see. Tron, was it you that had the box? And I get dealer's choice on lands. I don't know if anybody did sleeves, but sleeves are... I'm going to go with this Avon Plains. And this Avon Mountain. Wait, did it really? Okay, whatever, Watsy. Oh, it's because maybe because I left these in. I left the other ones in. That's what happened. Here we go. Not Watsy, me. You're off the hook this time, Watsy. There we go. And, sorry, do we get to Dragonfire? Yeah, yeah. Chandra Lightning Sleeves, I didn't see that, but sure, I'm in. Flip says, bluff attack. Keep in mind bluff attacking, will do. So how about with that we go at the bluff. All right, yeah. Well, I like having these 3 acolytes. I don't know where you're all at now. Would you rather have 2 acolytes and 2 dragonfires in this deck, or do you want 3? I kind of like the 3 acolytes here. Let's go to the battlefield and update our numbers. To Blave is good. I like that. Maybe I'll change it. All right. Can work with this. Excuse me. And if we find a land, we've got a 3 as well, so that's cool. Probably Doggy first. Better attacker. Because it can stay back on D. Although they're both doggies. Sorry. Watch, but this one says dog in the name. That's why I said it. Yeah. Although this, are we going to block an Elder? The thing is, if we're not going to block the Elder now, maybe we should do the Magma. I'll do it. It's okay. They can not block, or they can attack. At least it's just looting. Well, they weren't willing to bluff the Elder into the dog. That's worth noting. And we're going to attack now because we'd happily trade this Watchdog off for that Elder. And then Scanner here. Yeah, I'll do this. Mike says drop a 2/2. I'm going to use up all our mana, Mike, because then we can double spell potentially on the next turn. Indeed. That's what made Mike want to put out a 2/2 here. But at least I have my reasons. Mike's came to fruition. I wonder if I'm supposed to block this. Probably not. We have swift response. We can take out one of these and drop a mutt for the other. They get some action here. Too bad. But this isn't a very good creature, so if we can reduce its effectiveness with some blocking coming up, it should be all right. Two mana up. I don't know exactly what's in... I guess there's that counter spell. So this could be countered, but we're going to try, and I'm going to take out the Elder since it can get suddenly big on us, and I'd rather try to block the Larcenist that requires some help to get bigger. Oh, that's right. Without a flyer, it's just 1, so we could have paid. Good point. I'm going to attack with a Scanner. If they come up with something to kill the mutt, I'm not going to chump, so... Interesting. Let's see if they successfully take the Slag. They might take the Fetters thinking it's the better removal spell, but Slag we can use on the Freebooter to get the Fetters back. If they take the Fetters, if they take the Slag, we don't have removal that gets the Slag back. Yeah, they figured it out. We'll get this dude eventually, though. We will slag eventually. We could fetters now, but to what end? I'd rather just drop another mutt. And hey, we've got, speaking of mutts, I'm going to now do my reminder. And put this little dot on my monitor to remind me that I have a pinger. And I'll try to remember. Is ping question mark gonna be my new, is gonna be my Paul? Ping? Huh. All right, I'm in for racing the one-powered flyers. I'm still gonna miss it. I'm afraid I'm still gonna miss. I'm really terrified right now, I gotta tell you. It fetters that. Look, I see this dot and it reminds me that I should do this. Flooding out a bit is not super helpful here. I could fetters this, and then they couldn't scry, and the fact that it becomes a 3/3 would be meaningless because it couldn't attack or block. I'm gonna go for that play. Let's fetters the real form, or try. They got flyers now, so it could be countered. I like leaving one mutt back for the larcenist and sending another in to be a 2-powered attack. How much does it cost to be a WotC certified judge? I think the judge program, they pay, I mean, they pay in like cards and stuff, but it should be free if you do the studying and stuff. Yeah, maybe there's a cost to take the test, but certainly they don't want huge barriers to you becoming a judge. Okay, I didn't know that. Yeah, sorry. Wow, you gotta pay, you pay $100 a year to be? Okay, they pay, good. At least it's pay for the judges. I thought someone was saying it literally does cost to be a judge, which seems ridiculous. Wow. I guess I don't know what you... I would have to look at the whole economy. It surprises me that they would charge people to be a judge, but maybe they just don't want anybody trying. I don't know. Yeah, again, like just because it's $100 doesn't. If it like, I don't know what the net is, right? What's the net? Maybe it makes perfect sense to charge $100 because they get $1,500 in card value or something. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't seem like you need money to keep randos out. You need... I don't know. I did see my little sticker. All right. I like Scanner with the Acolyte again. It's a nice place to put the counters and lets us actually attack with the Sky Scanner and say, do you want it? Do you want it? Okay, they have 4 mana and a pause. I thought maybe they were going to counter that, but no. They have Imp Activation, and with the current pace of things, I'm just going to attack with a scanner and stay back and try to remember my pings today. Oh, I mean, they've got... Oh, yeah, they can't activate that. But yeah, we know nothing about from the pauses. I was just saying from the open mana, it could be a counterspell, not from the pause. Mike says attack the 3/3. I didn't want to offer our 3/3 for the Fetid Imp. Mike says it would have been fine, but I was hoping for this, that they take the Sky Scanner for the Fetid Imp, and then our 3/3 is a better attacker coming up. Apparently that's what they thought, Mike. But that's what I was thinking. I'm happy to send the Sky Scanner every turn for 2 a turn until they finally do something about it. And especially with the mutts on the ground, making it 4 a turn. That's a heavy clock. Because I also want the 2/2. I didn't want to trade. I didn't want to trade either of these mutts for the Death Toucher because they're pinging every turn. Here, I'm gonna hope that I'm gonna assume that what's going on is a desperation to find answers to the clock we have them on, and I am going to block. But they have to use something real here to take out our Magmut if they do. You want to double block? Yeah, we could double block even with like the Acolyte, maybe. I'm gonna do it like this. I think I want to keep the Magmut. We could single block Acolyte. That could be the choice instead. That's true. If they gave it Death Touch in one, it could kill both. Yeah, I'm just going to do this single. It was what it seemed. An effort to find more cards. Oh, and a Meteorite to kill. That's okay, too. Wow, we're flooding out. So far, it's still okay, but flooding, flooding, flooding. So far, I haven't needed to, David. We were 100% on pinging. All right. Small victories for Mr. Spain. That's a good card, but probably good for us here. They're using up 4 of their available mana or to find more cards, so they need to come up with some answers. Certainly a lot of 2-power creatures in our opponent's deck, so we're happy with those, quite happy with those shocks. Here we're gonna do this. And that's pretty tough. In fact, we didn't see anything from Oppo that had 3 power, 3 toughness or higher. Yeah, I think we take out Slag because of that. We could bring in Arsonist as a fine blocker. And yeah, Hobble Fiend is another thing we can bring in that trades off. What is our worst creature, though? Like, trouble is, Hobble Fiend is still kind of like our worst creature. Ogre, yeah, Ogre could be solid here. They did show us some flyers. But a lot of their flyers have Death Touch, so we'd be looking to trade Ogre off effectively for some of those. Do you want it over the Gaggle Master, though? I mean, like, what are we cutting for this? Those of you who want Ogre, give me a cut. Why is Ogre better than Swooper? A 4/3 reach versus a 3/2 that actually just has flying. I guess they didn't really show us two power flyers though. I put in Arsonist for Slag. Yeah, I don't think I like Ogre here. I think we're fine with our swoop. Our flying plan is fine. I'm just going to run this. I hear you, Mabinap, but the scanner still replaces itself, and we have 3 cards that put a +1/+1 counter on it and make it fine. Well, we got 2 dogs, watchdogs, which means our Houndmaster uncommon can't find 2. Dragonfire. Yeah, we can just shock it, let him have the Thallid, let him have the Saproling and still get in. Yeah, that's fine. Just thinking it through, but that's fine. There's no, like, getting the Siege Striker down was interesting to me too, but I like this. Well, I'm going to take my sticker off because currently there's no pinger. Because that's the other thing. If I leave the sticker on when there's not a pinger, I'm gonna get used to the sticker, and then it won't work. You know, it won't do the thing we need it to do. ETB tapped land hurting us a little bit because it would be nice to Acolyte, but actually with this open mana, I don't mind trying the scanner into the counterspell, potential counterspell mana. We could try the Striker. I don't like the open mana. I'm going to do the scanner instead of the Striker, trying to spring any traps here. Epitaph Golem is somewhat annoying down there, but probably not going to be the worst. We can just get, well, I guess we're just playing the Acolyte here. Scanner starts getting in. Oh yeah, we want to attack all, because you would trade a doggy and a doggy and a Scorcher for the Golem. Yeah, we could fire and Striker, and then that would be... I like just waiting. I like it. Let's go Striker and just send in the scanner for now. Chat wants to be a little bit patient here, not run out the Acolyte, but save the Acolyte for when it can help both the Striker and the Scanner, which is a great place for it. Flip wants to attack all. This is what Flip was talking about. Be bold. Are we happy with trading off a Watchdog and the Fire, then? Mike is certain we are. All right, I'll listen to Mike and Flip here. It does really clear the way for the striker, right? Another one. Well, we got tools for that now, though. So, if we send in this and tap this and this, it does become a 4/4, which is good enough. So we'll attack with Scanner and Striker, tapping Acolyte and Doggy. I don't feel like Swift Response is going to get him here because they're going to leave that Golem back on D. If they don't leave it back on D, it probably means there's something really ominous coming for the 7 mana, I'll say that. Well, might be both. Obviously a good card against our Go Wide here. But we still are getting in through the air, and if they attack with the Waker, we're going to get it, unless they have protection. Fetters, interesting. Obviously, Fetters on the Waker doesn't really do what we want because it doesn't turn off the -1, -0. I also don't want to Fetters the Golem, though, because it telegraphs what's going on there. And... but yeah, we can just continue to swing with a Striker as a 4/5 double strike, and that's great. So, yeah, I don't like sending. We can just send the Striker as a 4/5 double strike, and it's good. If they want to trade for that, we're happy because it unlocks the rest of our stuff. Would accept this trade, so let's offer it. And it kind of they have to. Like, they're at 9. You can't just take this. Fetters is probably going to be correct on here, but we have so much mana that I'm not going to cast it now. We're going to be... although I also don't want to get, like, Mind Rotted. That would be awful. Maybe I should just do the Fetters now. Any thoughts? Maybe it's not that big a deal, one way or the other. But I suppose we could also draw... we have 5-drops and stuff. It would really suck to draw a 5-drop and not be able to do both. So I'm going to do it now. They might come up with a better creature is my big worry, of course, but I think in balance, I like doing it now. There's risk. It's not that there, you know, there's some risk. The big risk is they come up, like, you know, another Waker or something. We don't want to Fetters the Waker, but you know what I mean. They come up with something that better that you'd want to Fetters. And, like, yes, they get the Swift Response, but they're going to be swiftly dead. So, doesn't really matter. If they can come up with some more, they got 2 more cards. But right now, if they've got no more action, we're in a great spot. Every one of our attacks is good. Drawing land, not the best, but the attacks are good. Yeah, I didn't talk about the freebooter, but we knew they had a freebooter. Good reason to use the removal. Still okay. Stitcher is good. Larcenist okay, but they don't have the power on board to kill the Acolyte. I mean, they could double block the Watchdog, which they probably will, but then we get our card back, and then we drop a Gaggle Master. This is going to let them get back Waker next turn if they want it, but the Gaggle Master should be enough. At least it forces the chump next turn. Tongo, it's not really, doesn't feel like earnest debate when you bring up some card that came up after the fact as a reason to have done something multiple turns before, you know? Tongo, you're making a lot of calls based on information we got after the fact, is what I'm saying. Well, given the Stitcher and the Gaggle Master or whatever, that's easy to say, right? I assume this is a desperation attack, so I'm gonna treat it as such with this Watchdog block. Excuse me. You cur. All right, they have the instant speed drop a 7/7, so we only have the Gaggle Master make him do that. They chump with the Kite Sail Freebooter, we drop the cur. Maybe your initial point was Tongo, but then you just started bringing up a bunch of stuff that happened after that decision point. It can be fair if you were like, they might have a Stitcher, right? Nah. I don't know what you're... if we attack all, they bring a 7/7 out, and they block. Oh, good point. They did it. The Stitcher wouldn't be able to block. I still don't like throwing away the creatures here. I think it's fine. One, two, three, four, five, six. I guess I should have played this because we could draw a land and have 8 pumps. No, I've actually changed things. Look, you can even see my little win pip above the UI now, because I shrunk my window a little bit so you could see it. Oh, sorry, I was distracted. Distracted. Yeah, they went for the loot. That was unusual. All right, Feet just makes this... Feet won't fail us now. It's such a good... It's so dumb. They could still have removal for it, but they need it. Now, given that, sure, I will send this in and do it this time. And sure, I'll kill this for what it's worth. I don't think it shouldn't matter, unless they have something else up top. Oh, they're still looting. Right, because they know that they're smart. They know that the 7/7 wouldn't do anything, so they had to loot to find something else. So they Oppo took the line they could to try and salvage the situation, but we squeezed it on through. That's true. They could have had it. You know, once you're in a great position, you got to be starting to think about the really crazy, weird, narrow niche cards that could cost you the game, right? Update the sub info in the banner. I don't know what you mean. Thanks, Thop. Is this not updating? Is that what you're saying? I don't know. If so, that's a tech difficulty I'm not going to worry about right now. Mountain for the possible shock here, although it's all now telegraphed. Well, with the Acolyte poised for 4, we sure want a 2 or a 3-drop creature off the top of our library. No luck. We do have a mutt out, though, so I'm going to put my reminder sticker back. Solemn! That's annoying. Especially because we do nothing on our 3rd turn. We don't. I mean, I don't want to shock this. We could, but we'd rather just block it. You know, play something that can block it. Little land heavy. I don't like the low value here, but I'm not going to not cast anything. Got to do it. That's true, Flip. Well, is it true? How do we blow them out? What was your line? I assume you meant like shock after the double block, but that doesn't get us anywhere. Maybe next turn. What does that get us? Oh, this one. Yeah. Sure. We'll do that next time. I like it. You're right. Flip is pointing out that if I had attacked with a magma, we could have blown him out with a double block. And I should have. We'll do it this time. Or it looks like maybe they won't add anything to the board. We got slag we could work with here. I don't think we want a slag, though. Well, it's a 2-for-1. If we attack with a 3/3 and they block with a 2/3 and a 2/2 and we shock the 2/2, then it's a blowout. Was that, oh, were we a 2/2 at the time? If we were a 2/2, then yeah, there was nothing to it. But if the Magmut was attacking at the time, that's where there's value. Yeah, we're going to swing all here. Make him have something. Looks like what they have is an excellent rare that draws them a card for chumping. And we're going to go for the gaggle. See ya, Flip. Thanks for the thoughts. We'll catch you next time. Swoop, swoop, swoop. Oh, I forgot. This gain's flying. Sorry. That was bad. I was in my heuristic mode. Play creatures after combat. Although this is okay, because we can actually shock and kill it. So I'm going to give myself credit for just making good use of a shock. You can punt it. I think in the end I would have done the same thing. But I wish I'd thought about it. The punt is not thinking about it, as usual. Because actually, in the end, I liked this result, but I didn't think about it, so it doesn't really count. Right. I know baiting for shock is legit, Rob, but I'm not going to pretend I thought of it. This is just a fortuitous backdoor plan. Yeah, sure. Let's give it to my subconscious. We'll go with that. Pretty slag-worthy right there. Where do they get back? A slag of their own. Ooh, I guess let's slag now. Let them do their thing to our creatures, and then we'll acolyte whatever's left. No, if you Simpsons always did it first. That's called pulling a homer. We pulled a homer. Accidentally doing it right is pulling a homer. Pump. Don't forget pump. What was I supposed to do to pump? Oh, wrong dog. Yes, because like I'm definitely forgetting the pump because I don't see it. Wow, if D says it's not a punt, you guys are off base. Are you okay? Who are you and what have you done with Dionysus? Have you broken into his house and taken over his PC? Maybe you just, like, put chloroform on him while he was watching our stream. We'll come for you, D. Don't worry. I hope you can hear us. We know you've been kidnapped. We're gonna call the authorities. Stay strong, D. Yeah, Slag is wrecking some creatures here, but we're keeping up enough of them after the dust has settled. Wow. Now what do they slag, though? They gotta slag the Acolyte or the Mutt. And, like, we get avenues to victory either way. Can't believe, like, we are flooding hard. If we could unflood a little bit, this would already be over. Sad, it's just one slag is the thing. I got the dot. The dot is up. We are dotted. All right. You're relative neighbors with our friend D there, Timber? All right, so they're going bonkers with dowsers and experimental overload. I think we do want the other slag. Yeah, maybe I should force aggro in best of 3 just so I always finish. Oh, hey, Furnace. Yesterday I was forgetting my pings all day, so today I have put a little dot on the screen where the button is to start my turn so that I remember. But actually, I'm going to take it again. I'm going to take it off now. I have to make it a thing where I take it off and I put it back on, you know? And then it'll work. Maybe. We hope. Anyway, what do we... I want the other slag. Adding mana to your planeswalker. I don't know even how to parse that phrase, Black. Anyway, sorry, back to what are we doing to add this slag? We could cut removal we liked less, like the swift response, maybe? Seems like oppos here are on D. We'll do that. Why tick up when you can tick down? Well, because they do different things, and sometimes you might need one thing over another. Houndmaster already has the Cur in hand, so this can only get one creature if we do find the red. And if we don't find the red, we are way out of this, so I'm going to mulligan here. This looks better, even though, unfortunately, 2 of our Houndmaster's targets are here. On the one hand, double white supports the colors. We have more of that here, but Cur wants red for pump, so maybe I actually throw back a plains. Oh yeah, sorry. Acolyte is the reason to keep 2 planes. I was just looking at my hand and not thinking ahead. And we're lower on planes, so we're less likely to draw them too. Yeah, definitely should have kept 2 planes. We'll see if it costs us. You play the Cur here as it threatens to attack through the Arcanist in a way that actually the Watchdog and the Pyreling kind of does, but Cur is actually the play here. Black, yes, there's advantage to manually tapping certain lands if you have very specific things you want to do. If you're pretty new to Arena, okay, we didn't get punished, although we didn't necessarily want to draw more land, but we do want the double white. In any case, when you hold over an ability, so like I'm rolling over the Cur, and it's highlighting the 2 lands there, it's showing you what's going to be used, and that's really important. So you roll over to see what it's going to use, and then you can manually override if you don't like how the system is choosing to tap your lands. So that's the real thing you got to do regularly on this system is do a check, a rollover check before you commit, and then manually tap if it's not looking how you want it to look. But I got to drop... I'm going to drop a land and attack, because we would pump and take out the Arcanist if they block. This kind of suggests maybe they've got a shock or something, but I'm in. We could, like, if we think it's a shock, I actually want to get it out of their hand anyway for, like, the Siege Striker or whatever, so, yeah, I'm in for this. Let's activate and let them use mana in response to kill. We're both using mana in that case. I don't know. Are you talking to me? That I talk like a developer? I don't know what developer speak I've used in the last 5 minutes or whatever, but yes, I did develop software. We'll go... Let's go Pyreling, Watchdog, and then we can charge to make one of these bigger. Or we can even go Siege Striker to set up the charge. Anyway, yeah, let's max our mana. Nice. Love having a feat available. We'll go Charger to start, though, and then drop Striker if there's no... I'll go Shields down on feet here. Oh, I didn't even look what they cast. I better look. So they're going to start doubling up. That's pretty scary. If they double up removal, it could be rough. But the feet helps with that. Maybe that means... we do operate leaving Feat of Resistance available. So I think I like actually attack, Siege Striker, leave up feet, and then they'll probably try and kill our Siege Striker on their turn. And then we save it with Feat of Resistance and then charge it and get him for a big hit. But yeah, we got a long way to go to get him from 20 to 0 in the face of a double vision. They untap and start to go nuts here, probably. Just so. So first I'm going to let the double vision resolve, and although we're going to save the Striker, so it doesn't really matter where they go with the other one. I'm just going to do this now. I'll give you a live meme. No disguise. Were that double vision? Dum, 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 dum. All right. Boy, they got a lot of possibility here with this double vision, but only 2 cards. Maybe they got 2 lands, and this is going to be an LOL situation. Pumped the dog. You messing with me again? How am I pumping the dog? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you see. Yeah. Pump the other one. I got you now. Yes. I got enamored by making the Siege Striker as big as possible because it has double strike, but as Haj points out, we kind of expected the Siege Striker to get chumped no matter what, so we could have gotten an extra couple damage in by going with the dog instead. I'm with you, Haj. Now, let's see. Are we gonna... I mean, 18. This is a long way to go with this double vision out. Long way to go. I don't know how you win... when your Oppo casts that into double vision. Wow. They can't cast either of these now, though, so... Nah, let's... We got too much here to just give it up. No, we don't have any enchantment removal. Getting Striker and, you know, Charger still leaves us attacking for 6. Then Geyser gets Ooh, and a feat helps save that too. Nice. This is going to be okay. I think we're going to be okay-ish. Those of you who played in the KTK days, Khans of Tarkir, remember how dominant this was as a combat trick in that format. And again, helped make that format have aggro decks that needed to be respected. The Black-White Warriors deck in Khans of Tarkir was quite real because, in no small part, of the feat of resistance. It's quite the feature of the format. Come on! Hold! Now we also have shock outs, so even if they like double removal and wipe our board, we have outs to just find one of our... actually, didn't we use a shot? Did we use a shot? Yeah, we got 2 shocks to find. Oppo tanking, that's a good sign. Yeah, the spell copies when the spell goes on the stack, so whatever you do to that spell once it gets there, it's already made the copy. Because it's a cast trigger. Yeah! Got it! Nice 4-0 start on the day. 2-0, 4-0. And nice starting 2-0 means we get the nice gem bump. We've made it to our 1,000 gems back. Get 1,000 of our gems back, and now we get to play for 3K. All right. It might feel wrong, but it's not mathematically wrong. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to tweak the numbers, but David, the thing to remember is that 3 people get this prize. So, I mean, there's a lot of ways you could do it. I am a little surprised they didn't flatten this a little more. I think the Premier has a nice steep curve. I would make best of 3 a little flatter. I'm not sure why they don't. Like, to me, it should be bot draft, hyper flat, traditional, semi steep, and then Premier super steep. Tyrannodon, pretty big. We just kill it now with Dragonfire. I'm a little worried about, green-white putting a counter on this next turn and making it self-attack. But then again, we have Swift Response as well, so I'm going to build my board. Tron wants to hold up fire. The fact that we have Swift Response and Dragonfire makes me want to build our own board. Go Kerr into Striker, potentially even into Swooper here. And eventually we can Swift Response the Tyrannodon if they can come up with an attack. And now, pumping this would make it a 3-2. It kills both. I'm going to send in and probably just get through for 1 and then play the Siege Striker. But I would go ahead and pump this to trade if they want to do a trade here. We could also... Yeah, feet isn't going to kill it, so we'll pump and trade. Honestly, getting Kerr to trade with something like this is fine. It's not a great card, so... Acolyte is uncastable currently. You know, maybe we should switch to more plains than mountains. We have a tap land, so we have a dual land, and we're playing 16, and we're leaning a little bit red because I had an Arsonist in early, but I actually took the Arsonist out, so remind me to put in another plains. I think we should be plains heavy in this deck for sure. This isn't just Roddy, this is like remembering my actual pips here. That being said, so we can 2-spell here with Swift Response and Dragonfire. That's pretty interesting. And we can also just, yeah, Swoop is a value-free swoop if we do that. I'm going to get Swift Response, hold Dragonfire. And with the presence of feet in the format and Oppo being on white, I'm actually just going to use it now. Nice, we can shock that and drop our Siege Striker. Would I play Acolyte that turn if I could? No, I do want to get value out of my Acolyte. And in fact, we're going to go Swooper here. If we draw a land, if we draw plains specifically, we can Acolyte with feet up next turn. Boo! Now if we draw another creature, we'll just play that ahead of the Acolyte. Boo! Now the question, yeah, do we play it? And the answer is no. I'm going to play the Pyreling. Well, we drew a Pyreling. If we drew, say, a Plains, am I playing the Acolyte? I think so. I think we would just play a 2/3 lifelink for 4, be a little bit sad about it, but not delay our board development over that. Double feet. That's interesting. So this could make this a up to a 3/4, and obviously with pro white, I don't want to use both though, just to take out a Valorous Steed. I'm going to play Acolyte, put the counter on, and then we'll have double feet next turn, which should be pretty powerful. Yeah, sorry, it would be 3/5, but you know what I mean. Like the power would be enough, but it wasn't worth the play there. No blocks. Fetters is pretty great, but feet plus any of our creatures kills any of their blocks, so we're just going to swing in and see what they want to do first. And if they don't block for some reason, then we'll Fetters the Steed or something, but we're going to start here. They might just take it. Like, a lot of players are just going to be like, fine, we're racing. But maybe they think racing lifelink is going to be too difficult. Having the double feet also means if they come back with like a Swift Response here or something, we can even protect our Feet of Resistance play with Feet of Resistance. Making absolutely sure I got, oh yeah, it's white. Didn't want to click the wrong color and feel really dumb. Okay, so they bounce here. I could refeat, but they both gain protection from each other and therefore bounce off each other. We'll still... we won't even get lifelink here. That's too bad. Oh yeah, I can't refeat because it already got pro-white. Good call. Thank you for the sub. Appreciate that, Torque. Now we're going to take a pretty big smack here. Hopefully we don't die. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. If they have +4/+4, we did. But not much we can do about it. So we'll see if we're dead. They might not go for it anyway because of, you know, the damage to tapped creature thing. Hey, look, it's a replicator being a 4/4 for 5. Huh. A second Acolyte makes us a 4/5 lifelinker and a 2/3 lifelinker. 4/5 lifelinker goes here, 2/3 lifelinker goes here, 2/4 goes here, and then we can just take the 4. So I'm going to do that and cross fingers. No vigilance. We could send the 4 just to get up to 8. But then they have blocks, so no attacks. Ah! We did. Good play, Oppo.
She's dead, Jim.
I put in a new one. I want to find it.
You're dead, you're dead, you're dead, you're dead and out of this world.
Up on planes. Y'all are going to hate Feat of Resistance by the end of the format if you don't already, unless it's in your deck. So good. Yes, Mabinap. I had a discussion with that with one of my YouTube friends where I wasn't processing it right, and I was thinking it needed 3. But certainly the fact that those uncommon 5-mana 4/4s, the fact that if you play one into another, they both that it gets checked, that is a definite point in its favor. Yeah, but you got to play around. You got to keep this trick in mind at all times in this format. Anyway, back to, I think there's an artifact. We didn't end up with any of those. I'm not sure I have changes I want to make here. Anybody have something they feel is pretty obvious? I mean, Ogre can block flyers. We have the removal for flyers. Kind of just like running it back. Yeah, Gaggle Master is in because 4 powered flyers for 5 are good. I'm gonna run this back. I watched that show, yes, although I've always liked that song. That song was made the theme of that show after the fact. What's on that? I don't know. Yucky. Similarly yucky, to be honest, but we're going to keep and send back a Magmut. We can actually send back a Watchdog and have more, but that's what we're casting right now, so no, see a Mutt. I did, I changed the planes. If they send, I'm going to block. That Savior is hyper annoying. Happy to trade off for it, actually. I know we have a feat and everything, but I'm taking it. All this is going to basically that this Selfless Savior just protects all the other creatures that we're going to play afterwards from our removal. So we'll play the tap land for the red and drop the Charger for no value here. Yes. I'm sure. Not sure about blocking here. They haven't even shown a third land. I'm going to say no blocks and make sure that they're actually going to keep curving out here. And we do have the feet. And with our turn here, we can have feet up with the Magmut, so that's awesome. I'll play this out ahead of combat, just in case they want to aim removal at it instead for the feet. Kind of expecting a swift response here. Oh, Containment Priest. Well, let's figure it out. I mean, I might just trade these two. I don't really care, but no, I don't want to trade because we have Acolyte, right? We want these both around so that Acolyte can give him counters. So we're going to do this. Now they seem to be stuck on land. It's pretty unlikely to bear fruit, Oompax, but sometimes you can get people to make the wrong play by giving them a wrong play to make that they didn't have before. There's the response I was expecting last time. I don't feel good about our spot. We're ahead here, but yeah, all they need to do is find land, and then boom, they get their hand dumped, and we're actually behind in cards in that reality. We could make a trade here, but with... yeah, we would be trading... If we draw another Acolyte, I'll sure wish we had an Acolyte, though. And this shrinks back down, right? So we'll wait. We'll be patient. Yeah, swift response sure felt like what was going on there, and it was, but, I mean, do you not attack with your creatures trying to play around a swift response? I mean, I think you just have to do it. That was a rough draw. Really needed to find something not land there. I hear you, Mabinap, but I liked taking it there for one turn anyway. Now, may have to come up with a trade. Oh, I got to put my sticker up before I forget. I can't forget the sticker or I'll forget the pinging. Yeah, now I have to offer the trade because I fear pump. Where were you, Shock? 9 to 16. If we could shock the Dino and technically have an attack, but also trying to figure out if we're playing around feet, we should do the shock now if we're going to shock something. Hey Robert, thanks for the resub. Here, I'll give you a rat burglar too.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rat burglar.
Yeah, I like shock too, but what are we shocking? The 3/1 or the 2/2? I guess the 2/2 can become a 4/4 and is a better creature, so we should just get rid of it. And if we're not going to block this charger, even though it's a tight life race, I'm going to send it in now. Somewhat we need to draw here. Like I'm playing to the fact that in order to win this game, we need to draw some action. And they're in green, so I thought there was a pretty good chance this could make it up to 4 power. All right, well, they keep responding and killing our stuff, but Siege Striker with no help actually blocks the charger. Well, that suggests a trick, but we can't not block, so we're going to trade Striker for a trick. It's the worst one for us. It's the best trick, worst one for us. But we have another block. If these are all lands, we're fine.
I'm not dead. What? Nothing. Here's your ninepence. I'm not dead. Yeah. He says he's not dead. Yes, he is. I'm not.
Still not dead. If we get a shock. Ha ha ha! Look at that. Yeah, this is for 3-0 here. Here's the thing. Normally I would main phase this shock because, hey, they might have another feat. They might have a this. They might have a that. At this point, we can't beat any of that. Not any of it. So I am going to send in our Vigilant Doggy. And then just let them untap, because we can't beat anything they have, but if they go for something greedy, maybe we can get extra. Right? So yeah, we're dead to a feat, so we don't need to play around it. But maybe there's some way we get extra value here. Or we get them to commit to this attack, you know, before they know what's up. Maybe they wouldn't have attacked with the charger, that kind of thing. All right. We hung on for quite a while there, but the deck was not going to let us take this one. And now...
He's dead, Jim.
We tried. I'm happy with how I played that match, even though we didn't pick up a single game. I feel like we made overall good decisions. What else can you do? I've added the deck. Let's see. We got some extra time here. I could jump in against chat and we could keep playing this deck a little bit. We can draft on the free-to-play 2 account and not play all of it. Want to do that? That's what everybody wants, right? All right, let's do that. I know it's what everybody wants. I'm not even going to pull it. So thanks for hanging out, YouTube friends. I'm going to take off here, and we're going to start another draft, and hopefully that one will be up after this one in a day or so. Thanks for hanging out. Catch you later, YouTube friends.